don't. And you're dead wrong, 'cause I won't crash and fall already over you, over you, over you. I am over you, over you, over you. I don't want you to think that I want you to change. You can make this right now when all is ruined again. How many times did you think that I was gonna let this slide? Now I know I can and I will get by. Or did you think I would cry? Or did you think I would fight? Baby, you crossed the line. There's no way to make it right. Sure, I can't get hurt, but I won't let you this time. 'Cause I know I will get by. Yeah. Knock, knock from your pedestal. This is what you get when you think you know it all, but you don't. And you're dead wrong, 'cause I won't crash and fall already over you, over you, over you. I am over you, over you, over you. Down from your pedestal.
Well, good Friday morning and welcome back. I'm Teddy and you are listening to MessyMocha. So go ahead, grab your cup and let's sip this morning mocha up. It's Duckery Friday, April the 11th, and I'm here with you this morning. Fair use commentary. As always, this broadcast is for education, criticism, news reporting, and entertainment purposes only. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears I call the Grizzlies and Honey Bears. So we're headed into a weekend, and this one here is starting off colder today. Yeah, it actually snowed this week. It snowed just the other day. I know. So spring, while it's here, still we're going through a period here in Michigan where, it gets snow and then warm up. So I'm prepared for all of that. I see my moderators coming into the chat. Vicky Black says, please be respectful and mindful of the words that you use in the chat. Good morning to LaDonna Brooks. I see you and some of you that are already out in the bushes. Good morning. Yeah. So I'll just say a little bit of a mixed reaction to my broadcast from last night, but most of it was positive. Yeah, and some new faces showed up in the comments. Yeah, okay. Everybody has the right to an opinion. They do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everyone. All right, so what do we want to talk about this morning? I mean, it's Duckery Friday. Do we really want to get into much like mess or just enjoy the music, the moment, and a little bit touch on the news? By the way, let me just get that out of the way. So China is going to be raising tariffs on the U.S. to 125%. I was listening to a little commentary this morning, had to do about tariffs, and a really good explanation about what tariffs are. So I'm sure all of you know, but for the review, it helped me just to understand briefly. So when another country wants to, send products here to our country, then if we raise tariffs on them, they would have to pay a certain amount, a percentage, whatever that is. So let's say, for example, someone wants to import um, $10,000 worth of products. Let's see if I can get my math right. And we raise the tariffs on that country to 10%. Then before they can ship that over, they would have to, alongside of it, pay $1,000. That amount then goes into the treasury. So it's kind of like a tax. And then they can send their products over. So instead of it being, 10,000, it's now $11,000. Who pays for that, difference? Then the manufacturer on this side, the business who may have ordered those goods, well, they can expect to then, raise their prices, and or if there is a counter tariff on the other side that they're going to be shipping those products out throughout the, world. So tariffs have an effect on the economy. Tariffs are already having an impact on our um, cost of goods, whether they're sold or accepted. And China right now is saying it's not afraid, raises tariffs on the US to 125%. So now we want to ship something over to China for $10,000 of products. We would have to pay $1,250. No, it's 125%. So double it plus 25%. I just did that to kind of stun you. So $20,000 and then 25% on 10. So that's 2,500. So we're talking about $22,250. Something like that. I just did it all in my head. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And who's going to buy those products? How is that going to impact the US? Shut us out of that market because the Chinese, who perhaps want to buy, let's say, whatever we're shipping there, well, they may go outside and say, no, I'm going to look at another company to get the same product. So, again, it can and has an impact on all of us. Yeah. So, what else? Let's just touch on the 5 things quickly. Deportations. So, the Supreme Court ruled on Thursday that the Trump administration must facilitate the return of a Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. I talked about him last week. However, the court did not say the administration was required to return Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia to the U.S., nor did it give a deadline for his return. Abrego Garcia was deported on March 15th and is being held in the notorious CSAT mega prison, even though an immigration judge barred his deportation years ago over concerns about his safety in his native country. The Trump administration has conceded in court filings that the sheet metal worker and father of 3 was deported due to an administrative error. but claims it cannot get him back because he is Salvadorian custodies right now. On to a very tragic accident that occurred yesterday over the Hudson River off of New Jersey was a helicopter crash. It was a sightseeing helicopter, and it had been hired to take a family of 5 plus the pilot to sightsee over the Hudson River. And on Thursday afternoon, it crashed into the Hudson River, killing all 6 people, including 3 children. Agustin Escobar, a Siemens executive from Spain, and his family were just 16 minutes into the sightseeing excursion above Manhattan when the aircraft suddenly dropped from the sky and slammed into the river upside down. I've seen the footage of that. I won't play it. It's just tragic. It appears that the tail end could have been cut off by the helicopter propellers. I don't know. They're looking into it. But again, all who were on board died. The cause of the crash is under investigation. On to the Yemen group chat. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to provide more details about how it is preserving the messages regarding U.S. military strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen that were sent to Signal Chat Group last month. You recall I talked about that, where this reporter was invited in by way of this group chat and learned of these secure messages, I guess you could say. The top intelligent officials' conversation inadvertently included, again, it was this Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, who later published excerpts from the chat. The release of such sensitive information, which several members of the administration have claimed was not classified, underscored the extent of the breach in operational security. Last month, U.S. District Judge James Ballsberg ordered the administration to preserve the messages and provide him with updates explaining how it was complying with the requests. His latest directive seeking additional information was issued after lawyers for an advocacy group claimed the administration's explanations were not sufficient. Justice Department lawyers now have until Monday to provide those details. Still, much fallout from the Myanmar quake. The U.S. response to Myanmar's deadly earthquake has exposed a major void in international relief efforts, experts say. The 7.7 magnitude tremor that struck Myanmar on March 28 killed more than 3,500 people and damaged or destroyed at least 1,300 buildings. The quake occurred amid the Trump administration's campaign to dismantle USAID, America's main humanitarian aid agency. Since Trump's inauguration, thousands of USAID employees have been laid off and 83% of its programs have been cut. The U.S. sent just 3 staffers to Myanmar to assess the situation. They were still working there when Doge laid them off last week. So only 3 went, then they get laid off. Although the Trump administration pledged to send $9 million in aid with minimal staffing on the ground, it's unclear how that money will be channeled. And then finally, Joint Chiefs. The Senate confirmed retired Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Razan Kane as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff early this morning. He will replace General Charles Q. Brown Jr., who was fired by President Trump in February. That same day, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth fired Admiral Lisa Franchetti, then Chief of the U.S. Navy, and General James Slife, the then Vice Chief of the Air Force. Kane was an unorthodox choice to be the next most senior ranking military officer, as he is already retired and not a four-star general. To address this, the Senate also promoted Kane to be a major general in the Air Force overnight. So they quickly intercede in case there were any questions in that appointment. Okay. So that takes care of the five things and a little of the headlines. Let's see if there was anything else in the breaking news that I wanted to mention. Well, there's ongoing protests, about the person in that prison, El Salvadoran prison. More, protests, uh, Doge, more talk on Capitol Hill, more pessimism, pessimistic outlook on the economy, whether or not we are headed into a recession. Hmm. And more rulings are expected today on the release um, of Muhammad Khalil's release. Yeah. So there is one other topic that I hadn't really discussed in detail. Maybe I can talk about it later tonight, and it has to do with those two teens. I'll just say teens that were at a track meet, and one um, teen was killed tragically after being stabbed um, when he had entered a tent. And there is um, an abnormally high bond that was set for this teen that's being held. I believe it's $1 million bond. And Judge Joe Brown, I was listening to him, thought this was so unfair. This the bond amount of $1 million, and the way he described it and explained. Um, so a bond is to be placed so that a reasonable person would not, leave the country. Um, Pretty much that's what it amounts to, a fear of flight. And also, over $200,000 has been raised in this um, story. Let me get you the names at least in the latest. And Judge Joe Brown, by the way, also mentioned that uh, it's not about race. Let me just see if I can just pull so you can take a look at the teen. at least the picture of the teens who were involved. It's sad on both sides. It's tragic. Just give me a second to set it up. I think I'll try and pull over my chat as well. You might hear an echo over my chat sound off. Hang on. Hang on, I'm just setting it up. Mhm. All right, here we go. This is from 2Fab. Family of teen who allegedly stabbed another to death at track meet says narrative being spread is false. There you can see the two teens. On the left is being held. The family of Carmelo Anthony, who allegedly told police he stabbed another teen at a high school track meet because he put his hands on me, has raised more than $150,000 for his defense, while the victim's family has raised more than $250,000. Hold on, let me see if I can just pull at least the article. That way I can keep those pictures up. It's a tragic story. And Judge Joe Brown says, what happened to the time when young people would just, duke it out? Just duke it out, not pull a weapon. And this teen, he spoke, well, he spoke up understandably. Uh, I'm sure it was when he was in the police vehicle. It's being said that he said he did it in self-defense. And Judge Joe Brown says, he should have known about the Miranda rights. He had the right to remain silent, but he was saying so much. And so now the defense might have, the way they've got to craft their argument, the best argument as to why this teen did what he did. Let me continue. So wait a minute, let's keep that up. And I said I would pull it over here. After an altercation at a track meet left one teen dead and another under arrest, the family of the alleged attacker, who purportedly told police, "I'm not alleged. I did it," after the incident says the accusations against him are false, unjust, and harmful. The statement comes as part of the fundraiser through Give, Send, Go, set up by the family of Carmelo Anthony, 17, who is being held on a charge of first-degree murder for the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf, also 17, on April 2nd. Quote, the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. The family's fundraiser states, as a family of faith, we are deeply grateful for all your support during this trying period. Your prayers and assistance mean more to us now more than ever. At the time of this publication, the fundraiser has amassed more than 150,000, with people reporting the funds are to go toward his legal defense. Talking with NBC affiliate KXAS on Friday, Anthony's defense attorney Derek Walpole confirmed that Anthony is claiming the killing was in self defense. Hang on. Quoting, I don't have any reason to disbelieve that, but I need to develop facts, talk to people, and figure out what's going on before I make any statement about what I think happened, he told the outlet. I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self defense at this time. Walpole has requested a hearing next week to try and lower Anthony's $1 million bond. The suspect is currently being held in the Collin County Jail. So let's talk about when police arrived on the scene in Anthony's arrest, as being reported here. They reported in their arrest affidavit that Anthony allegedly confessed to his involvement in Metcalf's death right away. I was protecting myself, he said, per the probable cause affidavit seen by People magazine. Officers reported that he was fully cooperative as he was taken off the field for questioning. One detail in the report came when one officer reportedly referred to Anthony as an alleged suspect. To this, the teen allegedly responded, I'm not alleged. I did it. Officers wrote that Anthony became emotional as they led him to a police vehicle, telling them, per the affidavit, he put his hands on me. I told him not to. The affidavit also states that the suspect at that moment made another spontaneous statement and asked if what happened could be considered self defense. According to ABC News reporting, Anthony was emotional and crying hysterically when he was being taken from the venue by police. He reportedly asked police if Metcalf was going to be okay. And I take to heart there he was concerned. Metcalf's death, by the way, Anthony and Metcalf were both at Kindle Stadium on April 2nd at 10 a.m. when the altercation occurred, per a press release from the Frisco Police Department. According to local CBS affiliate KBTX, there were nearly 30 student witnesses to the event, names redacted on documents seen by the outlet, as well as a half dozen coaches. The alleged attack happened during an event involving 5 different Texas schools. One witness told police, per the affidavit viewed by Law and Crime, that the tragic incident began when Metcalf told Anthony that he couldn't sit under the tent where he was and needed to move to another part of the bleachers. Anthony was purportedly sitting in a section allocated for Memorial High School students. He was a student at Centennial High School. The witnesses told police that after he was asked to move by Metcalf, Anthony allegedly reached into his bag and replied, "Touch me and see what happens." The witness said that Metcalf then did touch Anthony, pushing him per KXAS, at which point the suspect allegedly prodded Metcalf to punch him. This is per law and crime. At this point, according to the witness, Metcalf grabbed Anthony and the suspect stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. Police reported finding the weapon in the bleachers. KXAS reporters told that Metcalf grabbed his chest after the stabbing, per the affidavit, as he lay dying in his twin brother's arms. Just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. His twin brother witnessing this. People reports that police arrived to find coaches and trainers performing CPR and other life-saving measures on the victim. Let me just pause for a moment, and I'm looking at a tab. Let me just check. I can see that it's scrolling upward. Just want to make sure my mic is still open. What do you think about this so far? It's really a sad on all sides. Here it is, the loss of this teen on the right, and then the family of Carmelo Anthony, whose son is being charged with this. He's been charged with first-degree murder, which Judge Joe Brown also said the charge is overcharged. It should have been, what did he say? Like either second degree or certainly not first degree murder. Let me just finish up that article. And it is 10:49. Let me just do this. Go back to it. So, speaking with the New York Post, Anthony's father, Andrew, said that his son was provoked, telling the outlet. He was not the aggressor. He was not the one who started it. He works 2 jobs. He's an A student. He has a 3.7 GPA. Everyone has already made their assumptions about my son, but he's not what they're making him out to be. He continued sharing his own sympathy for Metcalf's family. I feel bad for the other parents and family, and words can't explain how both people, families, have been affected by this tragedy. Metcalf's family has also started a fundraiser to cover their own expenses, raising more than $250,000 at the time of this report. He was a bright young man with a great future ahead of him, his father, Jeff, wrote of the teen athlete. He was a leader of men. His smile would light up the room. His passion for football was unbelievable, he continued. Voted team MVP this past season and carried a 4.0 GPA. He was looking forward to taking his game to the next level. His commitment, dedication, leadership, and sheer grit made him rise to the level of success that he desired, Metcalf's father continued. His twin brother, Hunter, played beside him. We will all remember him for the way he impacted others' lives. I love you forever, son. It's not goodbye. It's see you later. God will take care of us till we meet again. Talking with Fox affiliate KDFW, Jeff Metcalf said he was so proud of his son while expressing condolences to Anthony's family. I feel for the suspect's family because now their son will end up in prison and learn that he killed someone. He told the outlet, and he devastated and killed my son, who I can never get back. It's unfortunate for everyone involved. It is unfortunate for everyone involved in this tragic, tragic incident. Most certainly, this um, is going to be watched. The nation will be watching as this, moves on to a trial, a jury. Yeah. Prayers up to the families. And I'm going to say especially those who lost their son and the brother, the twin brother who lost his brother, will have to tragically go to the funeral of his twin brother. I don't know if it will be open or not, but look on pictures, look on his brother who is his twin. It's just sad. But as Judge Joe Brown was saying, what happened to just duking it out instead of, I'm quoting, just instead of pulling a weapon? Why can't teens resolve? He said, I will loosely quote. This is Judge Joe Brown. You can go watch. Just punch. Just punk. Weak. That's how disputes were taken care of. Kids just duke it out. Let them fight. That's what Judge Joe Brown said. If he just, hit him in the chin or something, But that he escalated it. He was talking about examining as a judge how he could be charged and looked at, and that he mentioned in self-defense. But what defines self-defense? Was it necessary? So the legal system, how they will look at this, it will depend. And then the judge that set the bond so high, Judge Joe Brown, seems to think that, upcoming election, a political move at the, at the expense of this young man staying behind bars and just being set so high. So there is a lot of controversy that has begun. And again, the family is saying his son is, the narrative is being spread as false. That's what this article was about. All right. So now it's just about 11 o'clock. I've been on almost 45 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, play a little music. I'll be right back, and we will wrap this morning's Messy Mocha up. Here it is. There you go. Haven't played this one before, don't know, but here it is for you.
And I'm still waiting. My love is burning in the cold. I find a way to keep my faith in, 'cause you convince me to hold on. Relationships is complicated. You say you will, I know you won't. And this goes on and on and on and on and on. You're just a spinning wheel and I can keep it up. So there you go, and I keep falling slow motion, but they got nothing, nothing on you. Just tell me what you want me to do. Don't wanna wait it like a fool. Can't help myself, I'm reminiscing how it felt to hold you close. I know it hurts, but what's the difference? How this will turn out, no one knows. Relationships is complicated. You say you will, I know you won't. And this goes on and on and on and on and on. You're just a spinning wheel and I can keep it up. So there you go, and I keep falling slow motion, but they got nothing, nothing on you. Just tell me what you want me to do. So there you go, I keep falling slow motion, but they got nothing, nothing on you. Just tell me what you want me to do. Don't wanna wait here. Relationships is complicated. You say you will, I know you won't. And this goes on and on and on and on and on. You're just a spinning wheel and I can keep it up. So there you go, I keep falling slow motion, but they got nothing, nothing on you. Just tell me what you want me to do. Don't wanna wait here. You go, and I keep falling in slow motion. Nothing on you. Tell me what you want me to do. Don't wanna wait it like a fool.
It is exactly 11 a.m. That's going to do it for me. You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. I'll read just a few more comments and then we're going to say goodbye. All right. Yes, LaDonna says, biggest bear hugs, Miss Teddy. And again, thanks to my moderators, Baby Juju and Vicky Black, saying both blessed day, Teddy. Have a blessed day to you on this Friday. Let's see. I'm looking at another comment that just came in. Okay, so one of our viewers says, I'm thinking Carmelo was carrying a concealed weapon. Had he reached into his bag and said, I have a weapon for my protection, instead of saying, touch me and see what happens? Well, maybe all of that will come out in court. But that's like, what if? What would have happened? So, are you insinuating that Anthony would have, not Anthony, but the other teen would have not reached or, responded because he would have known? Yeah, it was Carmela. Yeah, I was right. So that Anthony would have. Let me make sure I understand you're saying you're talking about Anthony. Yes, I see. Sorry. I see. So you're saying he provoked him into touching him by saying, touch me and see what happens. Again, the all of this will come out, uh, whether or not they can be used. The other side, I'm sure arguments, but for now, it's two families that are suffering. Really, one is the permanent loss right now of their son that cannot be undone. That cannot be undone, no matter what. It cannot be undone. As tragic as this incident is, when one parent walks away and they have their child in an altercation, and one parent walks away and does not, at least that parent can visit their son or their daughter. And yes, prayers to both. But it's a permanent something you cannot undo. Even when there are young people who are provoked in school and harm another. And parents, come up to the school and say this or that about their child. And it's true, they were both good students. They were both up and coming, bright athletes. Had a entire future ahead of them. So one teen may end up being, you never know how it's going to go, in prison. That's what the other father, the father of the young man who died. So one family will suffer a loss, and the other family has suffered a greater loss. That's my own personal opinion, just how I feel right now. That's how I feel. I can be convinced otherwise. It's sad all the way around. I do think the bond that was set is too high. I don't believe either teen had a record. It's just tragic. And again, going back to Judge Joe Brown, what happened? What happened to how teens, young people, students, they just used to? It was a dispute between them, and they resolved it. Not with weapons. Not with weapons. So again, we'll be watching this one. Okay. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, join me again later tonight when I come back. I'm Teddy. Have a great Friday.
You made a big mistake thinking I would wait. You never took the time and now it's too late. I hate to feel ignored. I need someone to care for me forever, to make me feel secure when we're together. I wanna feel adored. So now I'm gonna end this thing now. And don't you make it harder than it is. Just stop. Don't ask if we can go back. You know that it's too late. I promise not to someone else. Don't even try to go there. Just leave it to its fate. You'll have to find it somewhere else. Don't ask if we can go back. You know that it's too late. I promise not to someone else. Don't even try to go there. Don't even try to go there. Yeah, it was a big mistake thinking I would wait. You never took the time and now it's too late.